everyone, you're welcome back to Craft Fashion Media. My name is Eva Rosie. In this tutorial, I'm going to be demonstrating how to draft a 12-paneled blouse with a princess dart. So if you're new on my channel, I welcome you, and to all my supporters on this channel, I appreciate you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys so very much. And as you can see, I have my pattern paper set ready for the drafting. So if you want to find out how we got to this extent, just check the link in my description box, or you check my playlist where I have a course for all the beginners. I want to assure you that this very course is an extensive one and a well-detailed one that every beginner cannot afford to miss. So try it out and leave me a comment in the comment section to let me know the outcome. So thank you guys for all your support. So without further ado, let's get started. As you can see, this pattern paper is halfway, so I'm going to extend it to my hip length by measuring from my high point shoulder to my hip length, which is going to be 23.5 inches. And I am going to square a line equal to 1/4 of my hip circumference. That is 40 inches divided by 4. That will give me 10. Now that I have inserted my hip measurement, I am going to connect with my curve ruler, as you can see. Now I am not going to leave the dart halfway, so I'm going to extend the dart line to the full length of the blouse. From that ending point, I am going to come up by 2.5 inches. And I will make the connection with my straight ruler. Now let's insert the princess dart. I am going to go up to my armhole area and find the midpoint. Now I will connect with my curve ruler from the midpoint of my armhole down to the apex point. And I will insert a little bit of an extension on that line to avoid running out of fabric while joining my princess dart. On my neck area, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches as the width of my collar. To the center front, I am going to mark 8 inches from my high point shoulder down to the breaking point of the lapel. And I'm going to mark from that width of my collar down to where I want it to end, towards my chest. And I will make a connection from my neckline down to the breaking point of my lapel with a straight ruler. And I will connect those 2 points and take it down to my breaking point. and that is sorted out. The next step is to engrave the fold line and fold the paper, having enough room for my collar development, as you can see. After the folding, I am going to engrave the collar from the back of the pattern paper. After that, I'm going to unfold and make the lines that I just engraved prominent at the front of the paper. And that is my lapel. The next step right now is to insert the length of my collar. I am going to measure my back body's neckline, and whatever measurement I get from the circumference of my back body's neckline, I am going to insert it, as you can see. And I will extend it with my straight ruler. And I will equally do the same on the other line. And I will cut the pattern out. Now I am going to slash and spread by 1 inch, placing another paper underneath. Now I am going to reconnect the collar, as you can see. And I'm going to cut out the pattern. Now at the center front, I am going to add extra 1 inch for my zipper allowance. And I'm going to cut through the patterns to remove the darts and all the excesses. It is now time to increase the flare of the blouse by adding 1.5 inch on every side of the pattern. Watch carefully. At the front panel, I'm not going to touch the center front, but by the right of the panel, I am going to add 1.5 inch and connect it to the waistline. I am going to repeat this process on both sides of all the panels except on the center front line, because we are going to have our zipper at the front and the front is going to be flat. So the front panel is sorted out. So I'm going to take the side panel. As you can see, I am removing the dart. And I'm not going to throw this dart away. I will cut the excesses. Now we are going to return the dart. We are returning the dart to the side. Now I am going to find the midpoint of that side pattern. I am trying to indicate my apex point line, as you can see, and I will find the midpoint at that level as well. And to my armhole area, I am going to find the midpoint as well. And I will connect those dotted places with my ruler, as you can see. Now the next step is to slash through the line and stop at the apex point line. Now we are going to return the dart at that level. We are returning it, as you can see. Now I am going to draw a new center line of that panel. But I will first of all connect back to the waistline, the under bust line, find the midpoint and make a mark. Go down to the full length of that panel, find the midpoint as well. to connect the line. Now we have a new line, as you can see. After this, I am going to slash through that line over to my armhole to have a 2-piece of that panel. And I'm going to remove the excesses. Now that we have our 2 equal panels for the sides, I am going to add 1.5 inch we added at the front panel on each side of the 2 panels. And as well remove the excesses, as you can see, and I'm going to repeat this method on all the sides of the panels. At the side of the last panel, I am going to go up by 1 inch to eliminate sharp edges of the pattern, and I will reconnect my line, as you can see, and remove the excesses. As you can see, the front panel is ready. We are going to have ×2 of this panel for both sides of the front, which is going to be 6 pieces in number. Then let's go over to the back panel.